Hi Josh, we're back with more Minecraft. Obviously, this is not the Homestead. And that is because we're pretty sure the server's dead. So Ninny is working on getting us a world download. And I'm hoping to finish off the series with the 2 episodes that I mentioned last time. In the meantime, we're going to play some vanilla. And we're going to go out there behind me. And we're going to build ourselves an iron farm. Why don't we just jump right into it? I'm an idiot. Just because I don't have enough iron to make a beacon doesn't mean I can't make a beacon. I'm not trying to flex. This is just how much trading I've done with villagers to repair all of my gear and keep my wings in one piece. I just didn't even think about it. And now we've got Haste 2 running, so I can chop away some more of this landscape over here. I've decided to chop away this chunk of land because I think that this will make a good office block. And we can use the office block to mask our next project. Now, if you remember last episode, I mentioned that I was going to pull the road this direction. Let me get some air for this. I think that taking the road straight along here will help it to bridge the gap between these 2 rivers. And if we're going to use rivers as the templates for our roads, then we're going to need, I don't want to say side streets, but we're going to need connecting streets. So this road that goes by the brownstones will connect these 2 rivers that will eventually become roads. And if you see this river over here, this river curls right around this point of land here. I think this would be a really cool area to build 3 or 4 buildings in a bit of a pattern with maybe a little courtyard in between them. So I'm going to get to work on trying to plan this out, and I'll let you know once I have some progress. I think I've managed to keep most of the character of this hillside. I carved away as much as I could without losing the hill leading up to the mountain altogether. And now looking at this waterfall, I'm thinking that I just blocked it off right here. I dug a little deep and kind of trapped it. I'm thinking maybe this could lead down to a bit of a little stream, like a water feature that comes through. And we could put one building over on this side of it and one building over on this side of it. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this just yet. But this area is mostly flat now. I don't think that there's a major difference. We're trying to stick with as much of the natural landscape as we can because I love the shapes of these. So, I just wanted to carve out a little bit because I do recognize that progress demands sacrifice. And if we want to build a cityscape here, we're going to have to carve away some of the land. So, I am going to get to work on figuring out what shapes of buildings and what shapes of landscape we can manage in this area. And I may decide to take away all of the animals and put them in one little area because we may end up using this whole stretch of land. I'm not sure yet. Maybe we can stick the animals in one of the buildings. But we'll see. I'm going to play around with shapes and designs a little bit and see what I can come up with. As you can see, I've made no progress in the survival world on buildings. But I have made some roads. And I think they look pretty fucking fantastic. I have made some progress in a creative version of this world on what I would like to see over here. So I just have to put it into practice now. I actually built these roads up one level, 1 block on the y-axis, from where I said they would be. I said the roads are going to be at the level of the river, and these are actually 1 block above that. And that's because that's what this whole plane sits at. It sits 1 block higher than the level of the water. And that's fine. We could take it down 1 block to actually properly mirror the level of the river, or we could leave it above, and that way any sections of river we don't care to drain, we can just kind of paper over with dirt. But I would really like to cover the majority of these sections of river with road. So we'll see how much of that actually happens. But for now, I really like these 2 sections that we've got. I figured this river right here, that's going to be a road, and this river over here, that's probably going to be a road, should be connected. So I've got 2 bridging roads right here. This one's going to run right by the brownstones. This one's going to run by the buildings that we're going to put over here, the either offices or apartment complexes. I haven't really decided what they're going to be yet. I just know vaguely what I want them to look like, and I know the pattern that I want to build them in. I've got everything plotted out in... I just made a copy of this world and put myself in creative in it so that I could design exactly with the palette that we have and exactly with the layout that we have. I still haven't decided what's going to happen in between this section of road and in between these roads. I don't know what's going to happen right here where we've got the farms and the animals. We'll figure that out later. I just want to focus on this for now. So let me get some work done. I'll at least plot out what I want, and then I'll get back with you. And here is the plan. This is just the footprint, obviously, but let me give you a little walkthrough. I'm going to do some work up here and make a bit of a pond, or maybe a mountain spring. We're going to have the waterfall feed down here to where this one is. It's going to follow this exact footprint right here. And then it's going to flow down here and into what's going to look almost like a pool, or almost like... it's going to... my intention is that it will be like a naturally fed pool. It'll be a fully finished water feature, but it will be naturally fed. All three of these squares are going to be buildings. This is the Iron Heights apartment complex. Title of the video gave it away, but here it is. This one right here, this one down here, is going to be twice as tall as these two. So from the brownstones, we'll have a great view. And there's going to be a little bridge that goes across this natural water feature / pool thing. And all of our iron that we produce in Iron Heights will be collected and accessible right here in the middle of the pool. Let me get started on this. Alright, I have been gathering materials for this build for quite a while. And you can see that I have set up a quick and dirty impromptu smelting setup, because this wasn't doing it for us. And that's because I needed a lot of bricks. So I've also gathered a lot of the other materials, but if you see right here in the middle all of these endstone brick walls, that's how many endstone brick walls I need. And I don't have endstone. So we are going to go to the end. And we're back. I hope you enjoyed the brief mining expedition. That was only about a 10-minute or so mining session. But I needed to knock it out, and I'm real tired of doing so much stuff off camera that you don't get to see, and then just showing you the end result, because that doesn't make for engaging content. I could just give you a tour of a city if that was the case. So, now that we have access to some freely licensed music, and we have access to the replay mod again, I figured I'd bring you along. Fun point, at least a minute and a half of that was building and breaking down the beacon. It doesn't really add that much value when you're mining in the end. So, oh, look at that. We are already done, and I built way too many. Well, that's good, because the math that I did, I just realized, was only for 2 of the 3 buildings. So we are going to need more of all of these materials, which means I'm going to have to get more clay and break it down into clay balls and cook it up to build more bricks. This is going to be a nightmare. But we've got all of the stuff that we need for now. I'm going to take the rest of the end stone and all of these walls, and I'm going to put it away. And you may see that I have end stone bricks in my inventory, just a few of them. And that is because I didn't take note of my coordinates when I went to the end. So when I left, I just kind of flew around, hoping to find a gateway. And instead I found an end city, and I raided it. Because, what the hell, I was there. So I collected some gear to add to our end gear chest that's up there. And I got another elytra that we can keep as an emergency measure. And I got a bunch of shulker shells. So, you know, that's nice. Now, I'm going to start building these first two buildings. And then I'm going to build this water feature in the middle. And try to make this waterfall behave itself. I'm also going to go up and build the mountain spring up there that I mentioned. And then we need to do something about that building in the back, even though I don't have the materials for it yet. Why don't I get started? I hope you like that time lapse. Let's take a look around on foot. The time lapse ended here, zipping under this little connecting awning or overhang for the two shorter buildings. If you come inside this one, look up here, that scaffolding right there indicates where I want the villagers to stand, and that dirt block is, I believe, the glass block that they'll most likely be standing on. I'm going to try to make this exactly the same as I made all of the iron production cells on the Homestead server. If you watch that series, you've already seen it, so I won't have to show you too much of how I go about building it. If you haven't seen it, this is a pretty standard iron farm. So I'm just going to have 3 villagers in beds, and I think I'll have the beds over here because that will keep them closest to the center point of these two buildings. So I'll put the beds here. They will wake up and stand here. I don't think I'm going to bother with a zombie because I don't think that I need to scare the villagers. I'm going to have 4 of these cells, and we saw how crazy productive iron farms are on Homestead. So I'm going to leave it just the villagers. I'll let them gossip, and they will produce golems. And the golems will drop down into about this level, into water, and then they'll drop down into lava right around here. I'm going to slab up this whole floor to make sure that they can't spawn down here, and everything else is all lower slabs. Let's take a look up top. As you can see here, this is lower half slabs, and this is also lower half slabs, so nothing will spawn here on the roof. Right here, these balconies are lower half slabs, these are walls, and the ground down here is also lower half slabs. I still have a lot of cleanup to do because I didn't know that I was going to do lower half slabs around here for this walkway until I had done it. So, there's some more cleanup to do. But that's totally fine. Once we have some iron flowing in, I'm going to make iron chains as a protective barrier for this bridge. And once those are in place, when I walk up on this bridge and step to the side, I will be bumped up against iron chains, and we can access this chest right here that's hiding under the bridge in the middle of this water feature. The reason that is there is because I'm going to have all of the iron storage underneath here. And I'm going to have the end of it, the bottom of that, feed up into this chest. And anytime we need iron, we can just come over here and access this chest to grab whatever iron we need. If we need more than a double chest worth of iron at any given time, we can always go downstairs, and I will have like a hidden entrance for that. I will show you that once I'm done designing it. I have already designed in Creative the circuitry that will push iron up into this chest, but I haven't connected it to a big mass storage system. So once I finish designing that and I get everything built, I'll take you on a little tour of whatever downstairs storage room we have. So we're going to put one iron production cell in this building, one in this building, and two in this building. I need to get working on that because that is probably going to take almost as long as building this entire complex did. I also have to design the mountain spring that's going to go up there and make sure that I set it up so that the water doesn't fall off to the side, because in the creative version of this world, I tried it and the water absolutely cascaded down right around here. It just started falling that direction, and it was a bit of a mess. I think there's about one place that I have to put 1 or 2 blocks of dirt that will keep the water on track to fall directly right here. I'm also probably going to plug up that hole where the water is originating from, because once the water starts flowing down, I'm worried that it's going to flow forward and over or create some kind of other spill, and I don't want to take that chance. So I think what I'll do is I'll line this place with dirt, seal that up, go up there, and start the waterfall. Once I have that all figured out, I'll show you that too. Of the 3 things on our checklist, the easiest one is done. So here is our waterfall. I managed not to completely destroy this landscape with cascading water. And we have just a little mountain spring up here. I didn't want to make it too big because I didn't want to mess with the naturally generated village farms here. I wanted to leave them because I think it's a cute little touch that this village was so spread out up the side of a mountain. I think having houses all the way up here on the side of the mountain gives this world a little bit of life. I think it's really interesting. So I want to leave this exactly as is. And here's our little pond. I made it 1 and 2 deep in places. I tried to give it a little bit of shape. I didn't want to chop down any of the trees. I love these naturally generated trees. I think they look pretty great. And our waterfall is set. It cascades all the way down here into our pool slash, I don't know, cement bottomed pond, whatever you want to call this. I'm just going to call it the pool because it's easiest. And now I think this place has a really great eye-catching spectacle piece. I did line a little bit of the back of the hill in concrete because I wanted it to seem like, you know, we've got this natural waterfall. Let's just... Maybe it was spilling out this way before and they wanted to contain it into the pool, so they put in a little bit of concrete. But I'm happy with how this pool turned out. And actually, this worked out really well because originally, in the creative world I designed this in, this whole thing was built 1 block this way, over to the right from the perspective we're facing right now. And that meant that the pool was really janky. And I ended up moving it a little bit closer to that road out there, just 1 block closer, and it worked out so well. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. Now I'm going to get to, I think I'm going to do the storage system next, because I need to know where everything is going to feed into once we have these iron farms in place. Huh. 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 They have no idea I'm not a villager. Huh. 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 I'm so good at this. I'm so scared right now. Huh. Huh. Oh, Jesus Christ! I gotta go. I gotta go. So, I think there's 6 villagers in here right now, which means we can get this building started. Which is why I have built a dirt scaffold for our railroad track. I need to get powered rails in there, and I need to finish it because I think I'm missing a few up at the very top. But otherwise, it's looking pretty good. We have got a little dirt box up here that they will fall into, and right here, if I can get them in here and just slowly block them in with more dirt, I can knock out that scaffolding and kind of nudge them here, and they'll be in their position. And this is the first position. We also have the second one built, and that one's going to be a little trickier, but I think I can bring them in through one of the windows, and hopefully knocking them out of the rail carts will just put them up on top of the carpet, and then when it's bedtime, they'll sleep, and when they wake up, they'll pop up into the position they're supposed to be in. That's my hope, anyway. And then we'll be done. And look at that. We built this so far above the ground that I really did not need to slab the outside at all. This building is taller than I thought it was going to be. So I think we're going to have a lot of success, at least with this building. And I haven't built the chambers for these two yet, but I wanted to get the villagers over here so we could at least start producing iron, because I need a lot of chains. A little bit here, and a whole lot over here. And I would like to build lanterns as well to light the place. I'd like to have like little street lights around here. So I really need to get iron producing. So I decided to try a thing instead of using redstone rails. I went and made a bunch of redstone rails, and then I realized there was a better option. Get this guy out of the way, and he's going to come back, but that is a furnace rail cart. Check this out. It's going to push him all the way upstairs, and we can just bring it back downstairs and do it again. And now we have all 3 of our guys in here. Unfortunately, it's dark, and I need to... I wonder if I knock out one of these... Hell yes! Oh my god! Did I just put this game on easy mode? Hang on, guys. Chill. Are you gonna go to bed? Hell yes. All 3 of them are in the spot. That's fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna hang out here and keep an eye on these guys. And if they don't spawn an iron golem within about 5 minutes, I'm gonna call shenanigans. And I'll think about installing a zombie thing. And I really hope I don't have to do that, because that would mean breaking into the ceiling to install the redstone circuitry that we used in Homestead. And, I don't like the idea of that. Okay, so I've been up here for a while, and I have not seen any iron golems, and I'm starting to get concerned. I don't see any iron golems anywhere, so this does not appear to be a case of me screwing up my slabbing, or of golem spawning rules being even screwier than I thought they were. I'm thinking that maybe I just put the villagers a little too close to the ceiling. And right now I'm debating which would be easier, moving both of those iron cells down, or just building another story. And honestly, I think it would be easier to build another story to this building, so I might do that. The first cell still isn't working, but I have all 3 villagers in the second cell. And I'm not sure if that's a good idea, because, once again, there's not a ton of room. But it's not nearly as tightly packed as the first cell. I am hopeful that this one at least will work, and that if I were to add another story upstairs, that one would start to work also. I'm also strongly considering adding zombies if I do add another story to the building, because these guys just aren't doing it. They're not doing the thing, and that really bothers me. I need to fix the ice for the window, obviously. And I need to get this place slabbed up. I don't think I actually need to slab it up downstairs because there's such a gap between this cell and the floor. But I would like to slab it up just to be safe. I'm going to hang out for a while and see if an iron golem generates here. But I'm kind of having doubts, so I'll let you know if anything pops. I feel like kind of an idiot right now. I thought that I could do this without using mobs to scare the villagers. But I've done this recently, and I did all of the research at the time to make sure I understood it. And yet here I am trying to do this without the mobs. So I'm going to correct that right now. I am going to fix this with a timing circuit to push a slab. I'm going to go get pistons. I'm going to go get zombies. And I'm going to scare these villagers. And just like that, the circuit is in place. And all we need now is a zombie. Now that's only the lower level. And I want to highlight, if you look real close right here, these hoppers were not that close to the glass last time we checked in. I had to move this entire structure down 1 block in order to make it possible to put the zombie at the appropriate level up here. I still haven't moved these guys down, but I'm pretty sure I know how to do that without getting myself into trouble. I think the first thing that I want to do is capture this lava so that my stuff's not burning up. And then I think I'm going to block this up a little bit. Now this isn't strictly necessary, but I want to make sure if I screw this up that I'm not killing the villagers. So I'm going to try to do this right now at night before they go to bed. And I have brought additional beds with me because I'm really hoping to do this easily. I need to put another one of these right here like this. Okay, well, this is not good. Alright guys, here's what we're gonna have to do. Oh, you beautiful bastards. I need you guys to go back to bed, okay? No, there you go. Yes. Oh god, I love you. I love you all. This could not have gone more splendidly if I had begged for it. Oh, you beautiful bastards. I love you all so much. Now 1 piece of glass over their heads just to make sure that they don't jump out somehow. And this is corrected. Oh god, I'm so grateful that that went as easily as it did. I don't think I could have done that more perfectly if I had actually planned to do it at sunset. Alright, now I just have to build the zombie circuitry up here, and then collect 2 zombies and figure out how to get them into their buckets, their cauldrons. I'll catch up with you when this building is done. And just like that, from your perspective at least, we have zombies in place, and I've already heard a golem dying down here, at least once, but I have not seen or heard anything up here yet. I haven't checked the... Oh, there's one. Goodbye! Goodbye! Thank you. I appreciate you. Why aren't you dickheads doing anything? Make a golem. I don't know what is going on here. I don't know what's going wrong. I fully expected that this zombie would not be able to make eye contact with this third guy in bed, the one in the middle, because the trapdoor gets in the way, but he can see these two. But they keep popping out on opposite shifts. It's like, I don't know, it's like they're keeping watch and not summoning a golem. And I've been up here long enough that before they went to bed, the 3 of them were just standing there staring at him. And they did not give a fuck. And I don't know why. I do not understand why. But down here, these guys are spawning golems non-fucking-stop. It's amazing. These guys are spawning golems so fast. So, I mean, at least one of the cells is working, I guess. I'm going to call that a partial success. I've already cleaned up outside, so I've spent a decent amount of time around the area. I haven't seen any golems outside, so let me see if I can see this. Okay, yeah, no, that's just from cleaning up. So the first cell has not done shit for us, which is real unfortunate. The second cell, however, let me get that out of the way, has. We've already got 26 iron and 5 poppies from this cell, and nothing from the upper one. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm unhappy about it, but I'm glad that this one works. I'm real happy about that. Speaking of, there goes another one. Bye. Thank you for your service. I appreciate you. This seems entirely unnecessary, but I decided to name these zombies instead of just throwing things. So I named this one Gur. And hi. Hi, Arg. We've got Gur and Arg. And each one of them is wearing a little bit of armor, but I wasn't sure if generating with a piece of armor would make sure that they didn't despawn. So I figured naming them was the safest bet. And now I can just chill out down here and let this, at least this lower cell, do its job. And we will continue to collect iron. Huh! I didn't realize you can see his boots through the cauldron. That's funny. I still need to get these hooked up to a storage system, which I never did, by the way. I never got around to it. I was hollowing out a section of ground under the pool. I made it the full size of the pool. And then at some point, I just got bored with it and decided to do this. So I did it. I will, I think, finish the other two buildings and the storage room off camera. I will probably just wrap all of that up. I'll get all of the iron routed, and you've seen that all before, so I don't feel like I need to show you all of that stuff. But I'm going to call this project complete. So why don't I sleep real quick, and then we'll take one last flight around. I am really happy with the way this place turned out. I think that this is, honestly, between the brownstones and this, just the beginning. We've got so much more city to build, but I think it's a very promising start. I'm really looking forward to seeing this place get fleshed out and turn into an entire city. I'll talk to you soon, brother. I miss you.